the moment. Cedar Key is in the Big Bend of Florida. You're seeing some clouds in the distance, gray clouds in the distance, and that's because of a strong thunderstorm that is moving through at the moment. This is kind of the area to watch at the moment if you're interested in a landfall spot for Tropical Depression number 4 once it does get named into a storm, which again, it will get the name Debbie. We do have a tropical storm warning in effect at this time for Key West. That is from the 7 Mile Bridge to the west. And I believe we do have an update here on this system. I'm going to toss it to Carl.
Yeah, we just got the new advisory from the National Hurricane Center, and they have now officially brought the storm up to tropical storm intensity. This is Tropical Storm Debbie as of the 5 p.m. advisory, 40-mile-per-hour winds, pressure 1,007 millibars, and it's moving to the northwest now at 15 miles per hour. It had been moving to the west-northwest, so it's now beginning to make that turn that we've talked about for a while now, and 70 miles to the northwest of Havana, Cuba. It's going to have a very long time out over the open water in the Gulf of Mexico, and is expected to become a strong tropical storm, if not actually stronger than that. Here's a look at the forecast graphic here from the National Hurricane Center. And so now taking it to hurricane, taking it to 75 miles per hour. That is the new forecast intensities from the Hurricane Center. So bringing it up to late tomorrow, a mid-grade tropical storm as it is passing to the west of Tampa. That's going to be in the afternoon. Then in the very early morning hours on Monday, strong tropical storm. And then as it is beginning to make landfall, looks like Monday morning. So they've got a slower landfall now as opposed to coming in very late on Sunday night, very early on Monday morning, more towards the morning on Monday. But again, it looks like coming in as a hurricane at 75 miles per hour. So in terms of the broad strokes, not a lot of change here, but just bumping it up slightly in terms of the intensity at landfall. Most of the intensity guidance has been near strong tropical storm, but certainly it's going to have a lot of time out over the open water. And you're talking about water temperatures that are in the lower 90s in the northeastern part of the Gulf of Mexico. The only thing that might hold the system back is that there is some drier air off to the west. There will be some wind shear that could get involved with the system. But beyond that, certainly it's going to have a lot of opportunity to get stronger. Now, in the longer term, not a lot of change here in the forecast. You notice this very, sort of bulbous feature. And what's happening is that each one of these forecast points has a circle. And the circle gets larger because it represents the average forecast error. So instead of a sort of a seamless cone, if you've got a system that is basically slowing down or stopping, it's just a series of circles that are on top of one another, and that's why it has that appearance. And that is also a huge worry, the fact that the storm is going to slow down dramatically from Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday in parts near or over Georgia or South Carolina. That's going to produce tremendously heavy rainfall in addition to coastal impacts that could go on for days. So the fact that it is moving so slowly at that time is going to greatly amplify the impacts of this storm. But again, new forecast and new information from the National Hurricane Center. We just got the new forecast package. It is now a tropical storm Debbie, 40-mile-per-hour storm, now moving towards the northwest. It is slowly becoming more organized, and it had been largely, at least the center, over land, over Cuba for the last day or so, but now it is out over the open water in the Florida Straits and will continue to be out over the open water right through Monday morning. So it's got a lot of time to become more organized, and that is, I'm sure, part of the thinking at the National Hurricane Center, part of why they have decided to bump the storm up and now take it to Category 1 hurricane as it moves in on Monday morning. So again, to reiterate, storm is expected to be a mid-grade tropical storm passing to the west of Tampa. A lot of impacts along the west coast of Florida, and then a hurricane as it's coming into the Big Bend region, and that is going to be early on Monday morning, most likely, and then moving very slowly after that. We're going to continue our special coverage of this dangerous storm coming up here in just a few minutes.